Bulletcast for life.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Podfather is back. I'm here to give you another recap of another All-Pro Wrestling show that I attended last night in Daly City, California. APW presented SuckaFree. Yes, I was accompanied by Brandon. You know him, my tag team partner. He's the current champion of the BC. Hosts the award-winning Under the Radar that is under the Bulletcast umbrella. Yeah, man, so we went out to Daly City. We saw, shout out to my boy Baby Huey from the In the Click podcast and the Bone radio station. Saw him and his brother Tommy. Shout out Tommy. And yeah, man, we just had a good time, man. No, I met the legendary Chavo Guerrero Jr. That was cool. I talked to Chavo for a little bit about his run as ECW champion and the La Familia stable. He said he really enjoyed it and it was fun. I was like, dude, I loved it. You know, like, people will crap on that stuff, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome. Of course, I was a child at the time and I wasn't really smartened up to the business, but still, even looking back at it, I was like, this is pretty cool. So here we go, my recap of All Pro Wrestling SuckaFree. First matchup is the Wiseguy versus Steven Tresario. He's also known as the Red Snapper because, if you can hear that, he likes to snap a lot. Versus Aaron Solo. Aaron Solo is the fiance, boyfriend, husband, one of the three, of current WWE SmackDown Women's Champion, Bayley. Bayley. We all know Bayley has Bay Area ties from Newark, California, but billed from San Jose. Anyway, Tresario flips off both of his opponents and snaps at them and gets out of the ring. Tresario breaks up a pinfall after Solo hits a power slam on Wiseguy. Tresario hits a leg DDT on Solo. Wiseguy delivers a beautiful dropkick to Steven Tresario, and Solo hits a dropkick also on Wiseguy. They both do them in succession. Solo hits a hard spinning heel kick to the side of Trezario's head. Wiseguy and Solo have a great exchange, ending in a jumping heel kick to Solo by Wiseguy. All three men exchange punches. Wiseguy eats a double super kick. Wiseguy hits a knee barrage on Solo, followed by a famouser. Tresario wins by tapping out Solo with a backwards Indian deathlock. The match was fine. You know, the crowd wasn't. I don't know. They weren't really. I didn't feel like the crowd was really into it. But the next matchup is where the crowd really started to pick up. So it's Outlandish Zicky Dice. Zicky Dice, he kind of looks like Steven Corino, and he's like a mixture of like a Dolph Ziggler and an Aleister Black. Like he has the tattoos like Aleister. He's like the body frame of Steven Corino, but he has a cocky bleach blonde hair attitude of DZ. Which is funny because his initials are ZD. He goes up against my boy Will Hobbs, former APW Internet Champ. Hobbs, friend of the podcast. Here we go. Dice quickly puts Hobbs in a headlock. Hobbs pops up Dice and then lets him fall to the mat hard. Hobbs delivers his beautiful power slam, kind of like a Goldust or a Randy Orton. Then the fight goes to the outside. Hobbs slams Dice onto the apron. Dice plays a magic trick mid-match and throws a stack of cards at Hobbs, and then gives Hobbs a paper cut, and then a "you sick fuck" chant erupts. Hobbs hits an Arn Anderson-like spinebuster for a close 2 count. Hobbs gives Dice a beautiful, beautiful clothesline, a la JBL clothesline from hell, for the 1, 2, 3. Also, my boy Will returned the favor to Zicky by giving him a paper cut as well. Jesus Christ. The brutality in this match is unparalleled. Next up, you have King Fatboy Papa Esco going up against Chavo Guerrero Jr. Let's get it started. Oh, Papa Esco was accompanied to the ring by Brian Zane. So, Esco takes off his gear and tells the referee something bad happens to his stuff, something bad's going to happen to you, but he didn't say Chico. Now, if you're going to do the line like Razor, you have to say Chico. It's just, it just doesn't work without it. Alright, so Esco gets out of the ring and heel panders to the crowd. Esco gets back into the ring and wrenches the arm of Guerrero. Chavo shoots off the ropes and gets shoulder blocked by Esco. Guerrero rides a horse. A guy had those sticks with horse heads. Somebody in the audience had one of those. So yeah, Guerrero rides a horse in the ring while Esco is on the outside. Papa Esco rushes to the ring and attacks Guerrero. Chavo gains some momentum but gets put down by Esco very quickly. Guerrero hits a drop kick that takes down King Fatboy. Chavo hits a top rope tope atomico, On to Esco. Chavo delivers Eddie Guerrero's famed Three Amigos suplexes. As Chavo goes up to the top for the frog splash, Zane interferes and Chavo falls off of the top rope, hitting the referee. Zane's chair shot plan backfires as Guerrero uses the chair to his advantage, hits Zane in the face, and then hits the frog splash for the uno, dos, tres. After the match, Chavo cuts a promo talking about the Guerrero family legacy in the Bay Area, talks about his father, Chavito Classic, talks about him, winning the Cruiserweight title from Rey Mysterio in the Bay Area, and then that same night, we've heard it so many times, but it's such a great story. Eddie Guerrero beats Brock Lesnar to become WWE World Heavyweight Champion. It's a moment that will truly stand the test of time. Chavo talked about how, the head people in WWE didn't believe that it would sell out. They didn't believe that the Latin or Hispanic community was big enough in the Bay Area for something like that. Sold out the Cow Palace, standing room only, to watch Eddie Guerrero reach the pinnacle of this profession and becoming the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And he came out to his WWE theme song, "Ooh, Chavo, ooh, ooh, ooh." Underrated ass theme song. I'll pop for it every time. So shout out Chavo and Viva La Raza chants. There was an Eddie chant. It was a really feel good moment. I loved everything about it. All right, Marcus Lewis, the Flying Lion. So I didn't get the names. Hold on, I have them now. Marcus Lewis and Keita Murray. So they both were in a tag team match together. They tagged with each other, and I didn't get the names of the guys that they were going up against. So I have them now. RJ Santos and Dom Kubrick. Marcus Lewis and Keita Murray. They won. Keita Murray. He's like a Kel from Good Burger. I mean, not Kel from Good Burger. All that, and Keenan and Kel. Basically like that, It's it's something like that. It's very, very interesting. But yeah, he had orange soda. He did the whole gimmick of spitting orange soda, which you can get very sticky doing that. I don't know why. I don't know why he would do that at all. But they won. They won. All right, next up you have Bad Boys Inc. Dominic, Teixeira, Derek Slade, Boyce LeGrande, and Rick Luxury with Lucius Delight. They defeat Warpig, Jody Christopherson, Ring Crew Charlie, Young Boy Charlie, and the world's freshest tag team of Alpha Zoe and D-Dre Fresh in an 8-man tag. The world's freshest tag team, Alpha Zoe and DJ Fresh, friends of the pod. Every time I see them at a show, I go up and chat with them. They're really, really chill guys, so here we go. Match starts off with Rick tagging in Teixeira, then Teixeira tagging in Slade. Slade and Dre start off chain wrestling. Dre hits a great dropkick, and then a fresh splash in the corner, a la kind of like a stinger splash. Dre tags in Alpha Zoe. Zoe hits Teixeira with multiple running uppercuts in the corner. Charlie gets in and reignites his feud with Rick Luxury. Charlie goes for a blockbuster and gets caught but turns it into a stunner. Warpig gets the tag and works over Boyce LeGrande. Warpig hits a sit-out spinebuster. On Boyce. Charlie starts taking out all of Bad Boys Inc. Zoe and Dre get in the mix, delivering double enzuigiris and diving to the outside on Bad Boys Inc. After a distraction, Teixeira pins Charlie and Bad Boys Inc. wins. Like I said. Alright, next up you have, before I get into that, the 8-man tag. It was cool. It was fun. A lot of action. Everybody basically got their finish on everybody, which, that's what usually happens in those big multi-man matches. So that's perfectly fine. Next up, we have Dave Dutra going up against Levi Shapiro for the All Pro Wrestling Worldwide Internet Championship. This was something I was really looking forward to because I appreciate Levi Shapiro. He's actually did an interview with him, so that'll be up Monday for those of you that are listening to this. Expect that. But yeah, he has an old school style about him, in which I really love. It separates him from the rest. And Dave Dutra, he's been on the show also. Former Yolo County Tag Team Champ. I was really looking forward to this because the styles I felt were going to clash very well, and they did. So the match starts off with chain wrestling. Dutra blasts Levi with a shoulder block, followed by a cover and a close 2 count. Dutra drop kicks Shapiro almost to the outside, then gives him a suplex. Dutra works Levi in the corner. Dave hits a moonsault crossbody for a close 2 count after rolling off the back of Shapiro. Dutra appears to have hurt his knee. Levi quickly is quick on the attack. Sorry. And Shapiro proves his old school style of wrestling by aggressively attacking, working over the hurt leg of Dutra. Dutra turns a $1 million dream submission hold into a stunner. Levi retaliates with a bulldog. Then Levi pays tribute to the late great Harley Race by hitting a running falling headbutt. Dave hits a tornado DDT and goes to the top rope. Dave gets distracted by Brian Zane, and Levi gives Dutra the claw, a la Fritz Von Erich and the whole Von Erich clan. Alright, moving on from that, onto the outside, Zane chop blocks Dutra, and Zane is thrown out of the match. Shapiro gets out of a triangle choke, reverses the move, and puts the claw back on Dutra as Dutra taps out, and Levi Shapiro retains the championship. Yeah, so in that interview I did with Levi after the show, you're going to hear why he chose to use the claw and his whole ideology about old school wrestling and 21st century old school, the moniker that he created along with Buddy Royal, and that he's adopted very well, because, you know, Levi Shapiro is timeless. Can't wait for you guys to hear that. Next up, after the intermission, you got Frost going up against JR Kratos. Kratos comes out the gate with a heavy offense. Frost quickly gains momentum. Kratos chops Frost in the corner, then gives him a suplex. Frost hits Kratos with a Stan Hansen-like lariat. Kratos hits a suplex on Frost. Frost delivers a Uranagi to Kratos and calls for him to get up. Kratos wins with a running knee to the face of Frost. It was quick. It was fine. It wasn't really quick, but it was fine. People were getting invested into it, you know, just because of how they feel about certain guys in the match, like Frost and JR Kratos. Excuse me for yawning while talking. Oh, God. Alright, so next up we have Matt Cross, former Tough Enough contestant, going up against the chairman of All Elite Wrestling, the Perfect 10, Shawn Spears, FKA Ty Dillinger. So, rest holds start the match, and then Spears heel panders to the crowd. More rest holds ensue, then Spears hits a cartwheel, and then does the 10 gimmick. You know, hits a cartwheel, then he looks at the guy in the face and just goes, 10. Brandon still does not like this. I don't know why, man, you know. Perfect 10s come from Canada, except, you know, Toronto, since it's named the 6 because of Drake. I'm like a hard 6, but, you know, I have allegiance to Canada now. So I'm a hard 6, but my boy Shawn Spears, he's a perfect 10 all around. Hands down, perfect 10. Cross hits a dropkick on Spears. Spears rolls to the outside. Cross dodges the chop and delivers his own. Match picks up when Spears goes for a Death Valley driver, and Cross... oh, why does that say that? That's weird notes. Cross gets out of it, lands on his feet, and then delivers an enziguri. Spears stops a dive onto the outside by Cross. Matt hits a double foot stomp a la coup de grace to the Shawn Spears back, and then a standing moonsault for a close 2 count. Cross misses the shooting star press. Spears almost puts him away with a Death Valley driver, but Cross evades and hits a springboard cutter. Spears plays dead, hits an Ushigoroshi, which is a fireman's carry neck breaker, for a close 2 count. Spears wins after escaping yet another shooting star press and hitting a Death Valley driver. There was a camera crew there, which was really unusual. APW does, besides like their own camera crew, there's like a separate camera crew. And Brandon and I were like, oh, is Cody making a run in tonight? Which is what we thought, you know. As Spears wins, he's walking to the back. He has a dope theme song, by the way. Don't know the name of it, but his indie theme is dope. Anyway, as that's going on, you know, Spears walks to the back and he gets a chair out, and, you know, Cross gets one up on him and hits his shooting star press. And Shawn Spears, while he was victorious, he did not look good at the end of the night. Alright, moving on to the main event of the evening. This shocked me. We have Jake Atlas, the current APW Juniors champion, going up against Jacob Fatu, a member of the legendary Samoan wrestling dynasty, the Anoa'i wrestling dynasty. He's defending the All Pro Wrestling Universal Heavyweight Championship, a real universal title. Sorry, Brock. So here we go. This match is wrestled like a junior heavyweight match at the opening, although it's for the heavyweight championship. Fatu proving just because he's bigger, he can still move like a cat. Atlas misses a dropkick, then connects with one that takes Big Goose out of the ring. Fatu and Atlas slap and chop each other, and then Fatu delivers a Ricky Steamboat-like arm drags. Fatu takes out Atlas as if he was about to dive, and then fakes out Atlas as if he was about to dive to the outside, which is what Jake did to Fatu earlier on in the match. Atlas takes down Fatu. The fight spills to the outside. A super kick followed by a moonsault is what Atlas had in store for Fatu while they're fighting on the ground. Big Goose hits a top rope hits a tope suicida onto Atlas. Atlas springboards onto Fatu, gets caught and is hit with a spinning side slam that is really, really hard. Super kicks are exchanged. Atlas ducks a clothesline and hits a cutter. Both men are down. Atlas turns Fatu inside out with a German suplex. Yeah, if you've ever seen WrestleMania 19 and Kurt Angle suplex and Brock just does like the whole flip, like basically a moonsault, that's basically what happened right there. Atlas kicks out of the Samoan spike. Fatu ducks out of the cutter, hits a super kick and his handspring moonsault, and Atlas kicks out, and a fight forever chant ensues. Fatu kicks out of a massive running knee by Jake Atlas. Atlas kicks out of Fatu's amazing top rope moonsault that ends all of his matches. Jake Atlas hits a crucifix pin, and the shocking win by Atlas as he beats Jacob Fatu to become the new Universal Champion. Somebody said Jakey 2 belts, but Jake Atlas has 2 other championships in different promotions, so he's really Jakey 4 belts. It was awesome. You got guys like like the world's freshest tag team coming out, and a whole bunch of other guys coming out congratulating Jake. We were legit shocked. Jacob Fatu gets in the ring, and he shakes his hand, he puts him on his shoulders or whatever, then he power bombs him down. The Fatu's just hitting chops and punches and super kicks on everybody. And then, Marcus Mack, the promoter of APW, gets in the ring. He's like, man, what are you doing? And then Jacob just attacks Marcus, and we were like, oh! So we don't know how that's going to play out, but that was dope. APW, another job well done. Shout out SuckaFree. That show was dope. September, oh my god, let me go to the calendar to make sure I get this right. I believe it's September 27th. That's when APW is coming back with a show, something like that. But you never regret spending your money on All Pro Wrestling. Shout out to everybody that performed on the card. They did an amazing job. I loved it. All Pro Wrestling, SuckaFree, job well done. APW, job well done. Marcus Mack is killing it in the promotion game when it comes to the Bay Area and just California in general. He's doing the damn thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Podfather. Levi Shapiro interview comes up Monday, and then the regular Bulletcast episode is going to be up on Wednesday. Go check out Brandon's Under the Radar that he did yesterday just before he picked me up so we can go to APW SuckaFree. This has been the Podfather. I'll see you next time.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.